This is lecture 6. It's creating a survey surface. It's part of the case study section, and it's a real world example. On the screen here you can see it's 3 Dominion Road, and that's this little project here. The survey surface only is for these 2 sites and the road, and later on we'll be using some council information for the surrounding areas because we're interested in this floodplain here. So if you go to Civil 3D and open up the survey drawing, you'll see you have just a few things in here. There's the red boundaries surrounding the site, the yellow boundaries are the development sites, and these grey things are the surveyor's triangles they've supplied us. So if we select all of them, they're all individual objects, and in the object viewer they have some holes in from where the buildings weren't able to be surveyed. So the first step before we get involved with any surfaces is go to your view ribbon, views, and make sure this is unchecked. It wants to be grey like that. Otherwise you'll have some problems later on. And we're also going to start by creating a border around these triangles. Now we can obviously do that manually, but that takes forever. So my preferred way is select them all. Just use the copy command. You can hold Shift or F8 to turn on ortho. Type in a fixed number. And then you've got a copy you can work with and you know how to put it back in the correct place. So we're going to use a command called LINEWORKSHRINKWRAP, which will automatically get the border of these triangles. But for this command to work, they have to be 2D objects. If you click them, currently they're 3D with vertexes that you can cycle through and see the different levels. So if we use the flatten command, select all the objects, remove hidden lines, you can go no. And now when you click it, it is now converted to a line with a 0 start and end elevation. Now we can safely use the shrink wrap command. Select objects, enter, and you get this polyline automatically. So you can move it back by the same number you copied them before, clean up the drawing, and now we have a border. So now we're going to make the surface. There's a few ways of doing that. You can either do it from the surface button up here or directly in the tool space. Make sure it says active drawings and also the prospector. So create surface. I'm going to call it survey. All of these styles are from the standard Autodesk template. So I will use this one to start with. And this is where the ribbon isn't the best way of creating it, because we've created a surface but there's no way of doing anything with it other than going to the tool space. So if you come have a look here, you have a look, these are all the things you can do with the surface, and we're going to add the drawing objects. You just right click, 3D faces, maintain the edges, and these are, if you want, from surveyor, today's date. Helps if you spell it correctly. You can simply draw a window over everything because it's only going to look for 3D faces. This is now done, and you can see there is a contour here, but also the border is too far away from the actual survey. So when we look in it, AutoCAD has created these extra triangles. And we can confirm that by changing the style. Oops. Go back in and change the style to one with triangles. And perhaps to be clear, we can send it to the back. And I'll make the surveying triangles a different color. So Civil 3D has automatically added these ones, which is fine, but we don't want it to add these ones. You could always go to Edit Surface, Delete Line, and delete them like this. However, for a big surface that will get annoying. So we're going to reuse this pink line we created earlier. You can select it first, go to your tool space, you're going to right click and add a boundary as an outer one. So these are, we could call it 3D face extent. It's an outer, doesn't have to, you can just leave that ticked. And now what we'll see, or we can freeze off, what I like to do is put the border on the same layer as the ground, because you need this border to remain in the drawing, otherwise your surface will change later on. So we can simply freeze it off, and for safety lock it. So now we have set up the survey surface, and the border matches exactly the extent of the survey on site. So that's the end of this lecture, and we're going to carry on with this drawing for the next lecture.